hip hop fan reacts to Taylor Swift's All Too Well. Okay, so I am not really a Taylor Swift fan. Her music sphere and mine don't really have much crossover. Granted, I'm not really her target demographic. But one thing I do respect about Taylor Swift is that she writes all of her music. And so I thought it'd be cool to sit down and really try and take in some of her lyrics on what is considered her best song. And so I Googled Taylor Swift best song. And from all the searches that I've done, including this Rolling Stone magazine ranking that they've done, All Too Well seems to come up quite often. They've described it as her zenith, building peak to peak. They've called it a masterpiece. So perhaps I'll find something that I enjoy and be surprised by some of her music. And I'm trying to keep an open mind. So let's check this track out. Here we go. Okay, gentle guitar intro. I mean, as the video says, dream music, it sounds kind of dreamy.
I walked through the door with you. The air was cold, but something about it felt like home somehow. And I left my scarf there at your sister's house, and you've still got it in your drawer even now.
Okay, so this is obviously about a relationship.
Oh, your sweet disposition and my wide-eyed gaze. We're singing in the car, getting lost upstate. Autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place, and I can picture it after all these days.
Okay, so at the start of this song, it looks like she's looking back on this thing pretty fondly. I'm guessing it's not going to really end up like this. This is a 10-minute track, an 11-minute track. I'm guessing there's going to be building into what I'm thinking is going to be a breakup. So it's starting off pretty positively with this, whoever this person is.
And I know it's long gone, and that magic's not here no more. And I might be okay, but I'm not fine at all. 'Cause there we are again on that little town street. You almost ran the red 'cause you were looking over at me. Wind in my hair, I was there. I remember it all too well.
Okay, there goes the title, All Too Well. Okay, so I mean, just a little tidbit that I've heard so far in terms of her writing. I will say it's not the most complex, like a poetic kind of writing in the world, but it is very vivid. It's vivid. She paints a very strong picture. I'll give her that. It's very descriptive. Autumn leaves falling. She's describing the scarf. It sounds like a pretty serene, kind of innocent relationship.
Photo album on the counter. Your cheeks were turning red. You used to be a little kid with glasses in a twin-sized bed. And your mother's telling
Still very
stories
positive about the
you and
relationship.
T-ball team. You told me about your past, thinking your future was me.
Bars. That was her first bar so far. You taught me about your past, thinking your future was me. Ooh.
You told me about your past, thinking your future was me. And you
Big L would be blushing.
were tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy.
Taylor Swift songs have fucks in them.
On the ground, we were always skipping town. And I was thinking on the drive down, anytime now, he's gonna say it's a love. You never called it what it was.
Is this about an actual boyfriend? I know she's had some famous boyfriends in the past. Is this about like a Harry Styles or like a John Mayer or something?
Till we were dead and gone and buried. Check the pulse and come back swearing.
Okay, so it's turning a little bit negative now.
3 months in the grave. And then you wondered where it went to as I reached for you, but all I felt was shame. And you held
Okay. This is turning sour.
There was nothing else I could do, and I forget about you long enough to forget why I needed to.
I will say she's not the strongest singer in the world. She's not like an Adele level singer, but I think she keeps to her range and she's very melodic, and I can respect that. It sounds pretty good.
Here we are again in the middle of the night. We're dancing around the kitchen in the refrigerator light. Down the stairs, I was there.
Okay, so the relationship is turning sour. I'm expecting the music to start changing into something maybe a bit darker.
Here we are again when nobody had to know. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. Sacred prayer, and we swear to remember
What the fuck am I listening to?
it all too well.
Okay, so all too well is being used in a kind of different ways each time. So I quite like that. The context is changing. Who is this about? Can I check? Who is all too well about? This relationship breakup that followed, the fans have been speculating. It's about Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, apparently they went out with each other. In profile, Gyllenhaal said, "Okay, all right, cool."
Well, maybe we got lost in translation. Maybe I asked for too much, but maybe this thing was a masterpiece.
Okay, nice. She's switched up her pocket now. The rhythm of her delivery is changing. I like it. Keeps it interesting. It's 11 fucking minutes long. There should be some switches up, please. Please. This is like the diary of a person whose world I know nothing about. I'm going to be honest with you. So I guess it's interesting in that sense. Like I don't really have much in common with like an American pretty white lady. So it's interesting in the sense that I guess she was young when she wrote this. So yeah, it's cool to kind of pick the mind of someone like that, someone who I don't really know much about. Okay, so if I'm like summing up the relationship so far, there's an age difference between the two people. She seems to be very into the guy. The guy seems to be wanting to hold back and not commit. There was something about not wanting to say I love you. A lot of cutesy relationshipy things going on. They're like dancing in the refrigerator lights. Again, she doesn't have the best bars in the world, but the writing is pretty descriptive. It's very vivid. So I'll give her that. I really do hope the music starts changing up because this is we've heard this now. Life is so hard for you. Okay, okay, we're going darker.
Time won't fly, it's like
Not really.
I'm paralyzed by it. I'd like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it. After plaid shirt days and nights when you made me your own, now you mail back my things and I walk home alone. But you keep my old scarf from that very
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's getting kind of boring.
first week.
We've kind of heard this already. Like, it was serene relationship and it went sour.
Get rid of it.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not getting any new information now. Like, okay, if this is like your greatest song, supposedly, I feel like it should be undeniable, you know? Like, if you're not a Kanye West fan and you listen to Power, which I feel like is his greatest song, I don't care if you don't like the guy, but listening to that song, you can't help but feel as if you've heard a genius song. Like, you've got a mix of genres going on. It's like rock, hip hop, metal, genre bending look into the mind of a maniacal genius. There's like suicidal thoughts, his ego. It's an exploration of his fame. There's a fucking King Crimson sample in there, man. So yeah, even if you don't like the guy, there's aspects about that song which anyone would leave and feel as if, yo, that's amazing, man. I have to give it up to him. Whereas, like, for this to be considered your greatest song, I mean, I'm left wanting a bit. It's 6 minutes in, and the music is still the same, and she's still droning on about this relationship, which is built the picture for already. So I mean, some progression would be cool.
Back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known. It was rare, I was there, I remember it all too well. Wind in my hair, you were there, you remember it all. Down the stairs, you were there, you remember it all. It was
Okay,
rare,
they switched up the chorus a little bit.
I remember it all too well. And I was never good at telling jokes, but the
Okay.
punchline goes, I'll get
Something different.
older, but your lovers stay my age. From when you're Brooklyn.
Am I gonna get roasted by the Taylor Swift fans after I put this out? I'm kind of worried. What are they called? The Swifties? Am I gonna get fucking roasted by the Swifties?
Broke my skin and bones. I'm a
Taylor Swift is like Michael Jackson for like white women.
soldier who's returning.
They're gonna be coming for me.
And did the twin flame bruise paint you blue? Just between us, did the love affair maim you too? 'Cause in this city's barren cold, I still remember the first fall of snow and how it glistened as it fell.
Man, it's the music. It's the music. The music, you have to justify your length of time. If a song is 11 minutes long, it has to be worth that time. Like, when I think of a song that's worth, it's a long song, but it's worth every second, is a song like Frank Ocean's Pyramids. It's like 9 or 10 minutes long, but it's a tale about the devolution of the woman in the Western world, you know, like from being the jewel of Africa, being Cleopatra, to then going into this dark ballad of a pimp and a stripper. I mean, has all these interesting parts of it in it, and the music also is like really well suited to the different parts of the story. When he's talking about Cleopatra and women being at the zenith of their respect and power, the music matches it. It's like an EDM, funk, hip hop, R&B mix with this like crazy breakdown in the middle, which turns into like this slow, dark R&B track with a fucking John Mayer solo for the outro, which sounds like it's like melancholic to like signify how low women are thought of nowadays. Like it's brilliant. It's very metaphorical. It justifies its time. Whereas the music of this, I mean, we're fucking 8 minutes in. We're 8 minutes in. There's not been any like rises in passion, or I don't know, man. This is it's just a little bit boring.
I remember it all too well. Just between us did the love
There's another 3 minutes.
all too well. Just between us, do you remember it all too well? Just between us, I remember it all too
Am I the only one who didn't know she went out with Jake Gyllenhaal? I'm really curious as to where this goes after this. There's another 2 minutes left. This is riveting stuff. If there are any Taylor Swift fans watching this and you want to hear a great breakup song from a woman's perspective, check out Lauryn Hill's X Factor. Do yourself a favor and check that song out. That's how you write a breakup song. Like the hurt, the emotion, the raw emotion that she puts on the track, it's like almost as if like you shouldn't be listening to this thing. It's like so truthful. It's got that fantastic Santana solo like 3/4 of the way in. Amazing song. That's how you write a breakup song. This is it just goes on like this. Oh my lord. Okay, so it's not 11 minutes long. Thank the fucking lord. Okay, look, I am not Taylor Swift's target demographic here, but I was definitely expecting something that was like more interesting, showcasing some kind of great writing. There are some good bits in it. She's very vivid in the way she paints her pictures, but I mean the music is just boring as fuck, man. We could have done with some switching up. Some drums maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe some of her other songs will suit my taste more. Maybe something with more like intensity, something more catchy. Probably I bet she writes good melodies, but this one just wasn't for me, man.